This time around, I'm calling it for the QR code. Australia 1, QR code 1. It's all to play for when we get back to the next break. But we're going to have to go quickly. Matches are already getting ready to go. And so, Padster, lightning round. Czechia versus Sweden. Who comes out on top in this next match?
Czechia.
Yeah, Czechia. It feels fair. Formal?
Czechia as well.
Yeah, G-Geek?
You're saying Czechia versus Sweden.
Czechia 1 versus... sorry. Okay, so we're going to have to restart this. Padster, if it was Czechia, sure, Czechia on top. But given that it's actually Croatia versus Sweden, who do you think is going to come out on top?
That changes the complexion of everything.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Now I'm saying Sweden.
Croatia. I think Croatia.
Okay,
I think Razzie will do enough.
This just feels insulting to the Swedish now. I don't know what to tell you. Formal.
Yeah, no. I'm going to Sweden now. All right.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate it, G-Geek, and thank you for spotting our mistake. Who are you got on top?
No worries, I got you covered. I'm gonna say Croatia 2-0. Zenke and Susui 0-7.
Yeah, look, I'm kind of with you on that one, G-Geek. I do think that Sweden have done well to get this far. The Swedish second team, I do think this is a good Croatian lineup. We will see as we get ready to go on into match here. Goodbye to G-Geek and to Padster. Formal, we're going to keep you around. Unfortunately, you've had enough smokos, and it's time to actually earn your pay.
Again, look. I'm just wearing the Australian lower bracket rally vest. That's all this is. And until they're knocked out, everyone in Australia right now, there's a lot of you still awake. Put it on, get ready to go. We'll follow that later. Yeah, let's get into this match now. Already, seeing the picks coming through. And I still, why is bands even listed there? There's no bans. It's just picks.
There is no bans. Yeah, listen, that's been an ongoing thing for the last couple of years of Trackmania. Even when we have 5 maps and it's pick and bans, but it's not really bans, it's just picks. It's confusing. Formal, it's confusing. Oh,
Chad has no faith. Formal goes Sweden. Sweden is doomed. That's a bit hard. Yeah, there it is. What is that? I'm the one person backing you.
Lord, yeah. Well, hey, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I will say again, it's partly this squad of Razzie and Ixon. I mean, they're good players, right? I mean,
Razzie's
both of them
good.
very, very solid. And ultimately, while I do think this Swedish squad is good, obviously they've made it through a few rounds at this point to have made it to this point of the lower bracket. I do kind of just rate Razzie, in particular, as you said, going a little bit further.
Saying that as a Swede, oh man. They don't want the support. Yeah, fine.
They don't trust you.
Fine. I can't switch. You're stuck with me. I'm sorry. It's gonna go that way.
I've got a message I have to highlight for you right now, Formal, because what's happened here is Zoom League has now promised to stay awake for the next week, which is when the lower bracket the grand finals will be happening.
Oh.
So, I mean, best of luck to Zoom League, who has now committed to 7 days straight without sleep, I believe.
Yeah, look, Zoom Link, you got the right idea. I appreciate it. Lower bracket finishes for today in 2 more rounds, so just stay awake for those 2, and then you can nap, all right? Then you're allowed to take a sleep and come back at it in a week's time. All right.
Yeah, all right. We are ready to load into this game. Enough of talking about the Australians and the crazy promises they've made that they will, in fact, be held to. Zoom League, we're holding you to that one. We are live. Croatia 1 versus Sweden. Razzie and Ixon up against the lineup of Susui and Zenke. And it is Razzie out in front. Zenke slotting into second. Ixon in third. And, Susui was the player in second. Zenke is very much the player in fourth after that clip.
Trying to call the positions in the first 2 checkpoints, it's craziness. And everyone's just flipping everywhere. You're brave, but it's going to be Susui out in front at the start, although the 2 Croatians right on his tail. Razzie is kind of the net player who I think is going to step up right now. And in the seeding was kind of feast or famine, was either right up there or maybe a little bit further back. But when Razzie is on, Razzie is on. So
yeah,
definitely if you're rooting for Sweden, you're kind of hoping Razzie is not having one of those good days. But as it sits right now, coming to the finish, it will be toe-to-toe. First round, it looks like a draw. No, uh-oh.
It'll still be a draw. To be clear, the way that it works is even if Zenke doesn't make the finish here, if you have one player finished in first and then the 2 other players finished in second behind them, last player doesn't even need to finish Formal. It's still a draw.
I think but it's a morale thing. It's a consistency.
It is a morale thing.
cross
It's
the
for sure a
finish
morale
line.
thing.
When
To be
have
clear,
you
it
ever
does get
seen-
more exciting. It does. Let's get into the weeds of the format a little bit as Zenke crashes there. It's not very likely, I think, on these tracks, but you can have the finish where one player from each team finishes, and that counts as a win in that case for the player that is in first place. And if only one player finishes the round, if whatever happens and there's 3 DNFs, that's an ace.
I mean, that would be the greatest round ever, especially this late into the tournament. But
yes,
I don't see that happening. It should be an ace, though. If your opponents don't finish, that should be an ace. And to quickly go back as well to the previous point of like you should finish, I've never seen a children's book where the player competing in last place just I quit now. That just doesn't happen.
Hang on, this is a really close round. It's going to come down to the finish line as they round the corner. Razzie has overtaken Sasui, and that will be a round win for Croatia. Getting back to children's books, I guess, is what we were talking about. I mean... Sure. Yeah, I guess it very rarely is like the little train that absolutely could not...
Yeah, exactly. The train that just got halfway, saw the other train was faster, and just stopped. I mean, it's not compelling. Which is why, even though they're behind early, Sweden, they're gonna keep fighting, and they're looking good at the start of this round. Currently, Sasui, who has had better starts for the most part, takes that wide line that we've been seeing, other drivers take to hold that speed. Looking very strong this round.
Yeah, looking good. All 4 cars still on track. It's a bit of a win compared to how some of the previous rounds have gone. There are 2 clear battles right now. Sasui and Razzie up front. I mean, 4,000s between them at the last checkpoint. And then at the back, Ixon and Zenke. And either of these can, of course, decide the outcome of the round in this format. Sasui still ahead of Razzie. At the back, Zenke was overtaking Ixon. As we get to the line, Sasui leads, and the snipe was there for Zenke. And that was it, right? It can decide the outcome of the round. Zenke with the last second overtake means it's a win for Sweden, means we're back to tied overall.
And just like that, 4-all, Sweden sticking with that Croatia side. According to the desk, the heavily favored Croatia side, and I mean, they're big names. And you kind of seen it as well. Zenke, pace-wise, has been struggling a little bit, in the first half of this track. Hasn't really been keeping up, kind of relying a little bit on the odd mistake or two coming from the Croatia team, but Sweden's still fast enough to be threatening, still fast enough to be competitive on this map, and it's keeping Croatia honest, which is good for the Swedish side. It definitely doesn't mean we're going to be getting, a very one-sided affair, but at that same token, Sasui has a lot of pressure to stop aces, it feels like. Sasui needs to be the one winning these rounds if Sweden has to have a chance.
I mean, there was a chance just there. Big crash from Razzie, but Sasui also clipped, and so Ixon all the way through. It's looking like a draw at this point. All 3 cars will make it up. Sasui close to the top. Razzie will also bonk on his way through as well. But that's a draw, and it got clean. But, I mean, that was a chance definitely for Sweden to take the lead if Sasui hadn't had the clip at the same time as Razzie. And that's something we've talked about with this format before. I mean, it's one of the points that gets made is that if you have one player who is clearly the best in the lobby, which I'm not saying is the case here. I don't think Sasui is head and shoulders above of anyone else. But if you have one player who wins every single round, Formal, you literally can't lose. The best the other team can do at that point is a draw every round, and draws don't get you ahead of your opponent.
How hard it is to win every round, though. That's what Spain tried before, and it didn't really fully kind of go their way. So it is difficult, and I don't think that should be expected on any of the players here. But at that same token, it does kind of feel like Sweden might be a little bit reliant on it. Zenke already having a rough start on this one, already falling a bit further behind. And again, it's the 2 Croatians chasing down Sasui. Whether or not they'll find him, I don't know, because Sasui's just kind of gaining speed and gaining distance on the others. This is going to be a very fast time for the Swedish drivers. What are we looking at? A 55.3. Nicely done, and another draw.
Yeah, it's another draw. And here's the flip side of that exactly, is that if you win every round, can't lose. However, if it's kind of, as is the case at the moment, one player out front and then one player at the back, all it takes is one mistake from the player who's been winning every round, and your opponents potentially get the ace and they jump out to the 3-point lead. And things may be a little bit scary right now for the Swedish side, because there's another mistake off the start line for Zenke. And once again, a huge amount of pressure on Sasui, but that's a mistake from Ixon, and Zenke is going to be chasing him down as up front. Razzie is still on Sasui's taillights.
I just realized, like, the argument, you know, if you win every round, you can never lose. But if you come in fourth, if you lose every round, you can never win.
Yeah,
Something
exactly. Yeah,
has to
no,
give.
that's exactly right.
Yeah,
something has to give eventually.
Exactly, and it might be this fight for third where something gives right now. Zenke trying to find Ixon, trying to find something outside line. It's wide, it's more speed, it's an overtake. Meanwhile, in the front, Razi's a little bit too far back, so Susui, assuming they nail the finish, they do. That's one, there's the other. Sweden takes a 1-point lead.
Yeah, and you called it as it was happening, that series of grass turns in the middle. Zenke just having more speed, carrying more speed all the way through, getting a clean overtake on Ixon, and that is Sweden with a round win. Their second round win of the match. I think important to highlight that, right? That Croatia have won 1 round, Sweden have won 2 rounds, and that's it? Is that all that's happened? Other than that, we've had draws the entire way.
Yep. This is that Spanish match all over again, man. We're just running it back. Different flags, different player names, maybe, or maybe it's the same ones running it one more time again. Susui really liking that wide line, just hoping for the speed through the plastic. But once you get to the dirt, it all equalizes. And I'm gonna be honest, that wide line on the wood, I don't think it's the faster line. Like, yeah, you get more speed through the plastic, but I haven't been seeing it be enough speed to equate to an overtake just yet.
Yeah, I mean, and it really comes down then to which line is easier to execute on, and I think there's so little in it that it kind of just comes down to what have you practiced. Close. This is going to come down to absolutely nothing at the finish line. Razi will beat out Susui by about 1/10 in the end. Got good speed out of that reactor, and so there's Croatia's second round win of this first map, and we're tied back up at 9-9. Feels like it'd be a great time for either team to get an ace, Formal.
Yeah, an ace would absolutely blow this, map wide open in Croatia. Well, they got the start for it, or did they? I mean, Susui exactly even with Ixon, and now it's Ixon actually with that wider turn, going to be dropping a couple positions. How fast this map kind of flips around at times. There's the pass, Zenke up into P3. The fight for P1, though, about as close as you can get. 0.06 of a second going to the second half of the map. They were kind of geared to a draw, very bumpy from Susui, and that's going to cost him.
Yeah, there is that mistake, and all of a sudden now, if Ixon overtakes Zenke, although there's the clip, and Susui's coming back, he didn't lose all that much off his own mistake. So once again, Formal, looking like we're heading for a draw. Razi way out in front. Here comes Zenke and Susui. The Swedes cross the line in second and third, and we are all tied up at 10-10.
And this is not overtime, people. We are going to 15. I'm seeing the overtimes in chat. Nah. We go to 15, so we're only 2/3 of the way through this one. 5 more rounds, I reckon, as we draw 5 more times. At least with the way how they've been playing. Could be something different, though. First checkpoint. See Susui back out in front. This has been the typical placings through the first couple checkpoints right now. This has been the standard, but Ixon normally doesn't do that. Croatia in a bit of trouble.
Having a little bit of a tough time of it now. We've seen more mistakes from Ixon and from Zenke than we have from Razi and Susui, and it kind of does feel then if one of those players makes the mistake, the players that have consistently been battling for the lead, things get a lot scarier. And right now, very scary for Razi, who is holding on, is trying to deny the ace, and it's the risk-reward balance. How much do you push to turn it into a draw versus just make sure that you hold on to that second place? And right now, Razi is just holding on to second place. Susui made the mistake, though, just a little bit of a clip on the exit from the dirt. Razi in position, will manage to take the win, left himself in a place where he could do it without pushing so hard that he made the mistake, and that's huge for Croatia and really, really calm driving under pressure from Razi.
Well done right there. 11 all. Look, Twitch chat, all I'm saying is just be better. Don't be like Susui and make a mistake. Just be perfect in everything you say and do. Know everything without, you just know it. Just learn on your own. No, seriously though, that was a big mistake. An ace here would be catastrophic. See if Zenke can hold on. We'll see if Zenke can get an overtake. Getting called out because you were wrong. All right, here we go,
let's see if
Zenke. What
Zenke
can
can
you
get an
do?
overtake. hey, Zenke's having a great time of it right now on this round, actually managing to stay alive, but Ixon and Razzie looking quick out in front as well. This line so much tighter from Zenke. There'll be good speed from Ixon into the dirt, but you need to hold on to that speed. Ixon has done so, but great exit from Zenke on the dirt. Will overtake, and Zenke holding second place, managing to make things at least close still, as Croatia would have been on 14 points already. They would have been so close to winning this one out. It's only the 1 point difference, but it is now track point for both teams. We're not in the position, you know, the classic 9-7 is the score when we're going to 10 points. We're not in a position where it's guaranteed that we end the round here, but Croatia definitely with the advantage.
Yeah, that they have. I mean, it's still so difficult too, because you know if you make that mistake, you know if you slip up, it puts all the pressure on your teammate to kind of survive for your squad. And right now, actually, it was Zenke who made that early mistake. So the pressure kind of falls for the draw on Sasui, losing this round. Positions as they are right now, we'll see Croatia taking the first map. Still, though, there's not much between those in the front. It was 1,000th, now it's 19,000th, but it's Sasui with the speed. It's Razzie trying to move up to P2, trying to chase the Swedish player down. As it stands, we're looking at a draw. Clean finishes, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another draw. Croatia, one draw away.
One draw for Croatia. We have seen a lot more of those than we've seen of anything else in this match. I think we're now up to seven draws, something in that region. And if Croatia can just get one more, then they will win the map. However, Sweden still just an ace away from winning it. Still just a round win away from tying things back up. And this is a great start for both of the Swedish drivers. Zenke surviving. Interestingly, nobody going for that bonk around that corner on this map in this match. But that's a little bit of a problem for Ixon, who is now dropping behind.
Yeah, Ixon falling back. Zenke trying to push forward right now. Again, where we're sitting at is overtime, but the battle looks like it will be for P2, at least until Razzie starts to pull a bit further ahead, nearly gets a full car link, but up the hill they have problems now in an ace position. Sweden trying to steal this one away. Last couple quarters see Zenke fall apart, and now all of a sudden it's Croatia in position to win the map. If they finish clean, they've got it. Here we go to the finish. Swisri gets it done, but Zenke cannot, and Croatia takes the first map.
Oh, it got dramatic there. I mean, 15-14 is about as close as it gets. I'm going to do a quick count for you here, Formal. In terms of the number of draws, would you like to take a guess at how many we had?
It felt like there was 7 or 8 or 6 or 7.
There was
6 or 7.
6, 7. Yeah, I see what you did there. All right, there was 7. There was 7 draws on this map, and I mean, ultimately, both teams, like, nobody getting a single ace, I think, is kind of the big story. We do just tend to see aces; they just happen, right? I mean, whether it's on pace, whether someone makes a mistake, aces are a normal part of this format. Not a single ace. The only difference between those two teams on map 1 was 3 round wins to Croatia versus 2 round wins for Sweden across 12 rounds. I mean, that's crazy.
That absolutely is. And it's shaping up, I'm hoping, for an exciting map 3 conclusion, right? If we go blow for blow, take this one to the end. But I don't know, man. Again, that was, I believe, Croatia's map selection, right? So now we're going to Sweden's choice. Be good.
Yeah,
that'll be good.
I believe so.
You feel like you'd bring it back, and then you get the map 3. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to map 2. I wasn't pausing for that. I was excited too, you know? I mean, I think it's fair to blame you, obviously, but
everyone's a hater. Everyone is a hater, and I have no idea why they would be haters right now, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Zenke needs to, be a bit more consistent. I think that right now is kind of what Sweden will be looking for, because Sasui has been looking fantastic, been winning a lot of those rounds, has been the carry, but two-player teams, right? Zenke struggled a bit on that first map. Maybe this one was selected because he'll be a bit more comfortable. Either way, we are live. This is not the warm-up. We're running this. Let's see how Sweden looks on the map they chose.
Yeah, we're on to Addiction by Mime. Attracted has been dropping down the order quite a lot in the first couple of rounds today. teams have been seemingly content if they think it's going to be a 2-0 to not play this map. And we are seeing it second this time around. So going to be interesting to see exactly how it shakes out just here. Sweden looking for a bounce back. They're not necessarily going to get it in round one just here, with Zenke already a 2.5 seconds down off the lead. And that lead is being fiercely contested between Ixon and Sasui at the moment.
They are going toe for toe, but again, it kind of all comes down to the end. How much are you willing to risk it? How much speed can you hold? Sets up through the plastic over the reactor. Final turn. Advantage at the moment for Ixon. You can see Sasui, though, sending it all. It's close, but not close enough. Ixon takes the first round by 26 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, good push by Sasui. Good risk on the end, just not quite enough. 26 thousandths, as you say, is the gap. And so Croatia out to an early lead. It was a single 1 round was ultimately the difference. 3 round wins versus 2, as we said, on the last map is what won it for Croatia. So even round wins, you got to start counting them early in case we get back into this battle of the draws. Ixon is the player to make a mistake, and that was a bad one. He is going slow out on track. The gap at 1 second, it's going to extend up to 1.2 at the next checkpoint. And really all on Razzie to keep this lead out front. And it's looking like a pretty solid lead.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's an exciting fight right now for P2 between the two Swedes, right? What is
true?
2 thousandths of a second? And they're still not really separating through this, all right? Down to 200ths of a second. There we go. There's a bit of a gap, but now this one's looking pretty solid for Croatia, assuming Razzie can stick the end.
Yep, straight back into the battle of draw versus draw versus draw versus draw. And yeah, Razzie just needs to stick the end just here. That's looking clean. And Zenke and Sasui will follow him through, as Ixon ended up not that far behind, frankly. I mean, did regain about 9 tenths over the course of the track, or regained about 4 tenths. That gap was down to 9 tenths. Wasn't the end of the world, but does just mean another draw, Formal. We're stuck in it.
That we are, and I mean, look, Sweden, it's good, it's defensive. Seeing Zenke already a half second back is probably not the best feeling in the world. And now, again, that pressure on Sasui, who didn't really get the greatest of starts initially, but takes an incredibly tight and precise line and makes up so much time right there. Again, it's only realistically like what, a 1/10 of a second, but that 1/10 means so much through the early stages of this track. Unfortunately for them, can't hold the lead as Razzie steals it right on back.
Yeah, Zenke dropping away means that this is so important for Sasui, battling Razzie wheel to wheel up front at the moment. Ixon lurking just in case Sasui is pushed beyond his limits. And there they go. That is the clip, and that's what happens when you're fighting for these first places, pushing yourself and the times and how precise you can be. Sasui with just the smallest of clips. It was enough to let Ixon through, and this is now looking like our first ace of the match, as Croatia will pick up the 3 points. Sweden left with nothing, and all of a sudden the gap balloons to the biggest it has been all match. 4 points in favor of Croatia.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Sweden right now. This is the largest lead we've seen so far in this series right now, and Croatia has a potential to just really extend it. At that same token, Sweden out the gate actually has that 1-2. Ignore the fact that it's by 7 thousandths of a second. All right, it's going to start spreading now. It's starting to get a bit more defined. Yep. And I mean, this feels like a must ace situation for the Swedish side just to get this map back under control. It's a little bit shaky though from Sasui. Pressure on Zinke now to hold the lead.
Yeah, and hey, just in case you were wondering, that world record, top left corner of your screens, currently outdated. In case you were wondering what's going on in the upper bracket and what the standard is like up there, is Zenke will clip down here. Razzie is through, and all of a sudden it's looking like a win for Croatia. Yeah, Epos beat that world record himself about 3 minutes ago by 100th. The new world record is 57.288. Anyway, Razzie's going to just about hold on to Sasui crashes. Oh no, it's a disaster for Sweden on the finish line. Back-to-back aces for Croatia, and we said 4 points was the biggest lead we'd had. 7 points is by far the biggest lead that we've had in this match so far.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looked like he had the snipe as well. He had the pace for it, but just couldn't quite squeak it in that finish line. And sometimes Trackmania, fickle mistress. All right, you too tough. Angle too small, and now Sweden. We thought they needed an ace before. They really needed here. Again, it's a good start. Sweden's improved their starts, but they just got to finish as well.
Yeah, you got to finish as strong as you get off the start line, because it is, as you say, it's those results at the finish line that count, not the results at checkpoint 3. And unfortunately for Sweden, things have not been going great from the last couple of rounds. They kind of need an ace back in the other direction. Here's where they've made mistakes in the previous one. Zenke let off the gas just a little bit there to try and make sure that there wasn't going to be a mistake made. It's allowed Razzie to sneak back in and maybe even contend for first place. That's a great line from Razzie, and I think has them. Zenke does still get across the line. Razzie had him either way. Incredible finish from Razzie to turn that into a draw. And Sweden, Formula I was saying they needed their ace in that round. I stand by it. I think they needed to convert. Oh, dear.
They did, and I mean, it goes from bad to worse right now. This is an elimination match, everybody. We've been chilling in the lower bracket today, and Sweden just not really looking like they're going to be playing much more after this. Mistakes at the start. Little bumps happening from Croatia, though, as well, and Zenke is staying with it. So, look, salvaging a draw, not ideal. You need aces, but I mean, at least you can survive a guaranteed 2 more rounds if Zenke can find his way up into P1.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tall task, unfortunately, as Ixon and Razzie have both been really consistent when it comes to the end of this track, and Ixon with a pretty sizable buffer now, nearly 2/10 back to Zenke in second place. Ixon getting very close on the inside there with the reactor. A touch wouldn't have been the end of the world, but still to be avoided. And Ixon did, in fact, avoid it. That's going to be a first place for Ixon. That got scary. It is scary. Razzie snipes Zenke. Zenke bounced at the end. And there's another ace. The third on the map for Croatia. 13-3. Lead extended to 10 points. And they are now on match point with Sweden almost having no way back into this match. It is going to need to be multiple aces at this point.
That it is. We'll see if Sweden can find a way, if they can dig deep and just survive a couple more rounds. As it stands for Croatia, all you need to do is just not, 3-4 it. Just stay competitive, stay up towards the front. You're going to win this one out, but Razzie is making the job so much easier right now. Has the lead. Wasn't able to build the gap. Actually, he's going to have that fight back against him, but a draw, a loss, that's not an ace. That's each 1 point, and that's each halfway to the finish from the 2 points you need. So Croatia very happy with this position.
How about more than halfway to the 2 points? Never mind.
No,
Ixon's going to put that
happy.
car just half into half the points you need. As well, I mean, look, things can still go wrong at this finish line, as we saw in the last round. Zenke does need to make this cleanly, I think, because Ixon is close enough behind, and he was close enough that when it all went wrong for Zenke, he must have clipped. He must have caught a wheel somewhere. Croatia in position to pick up 2 points, and map 2, a lot easier looking for the Croats than map 1 was. Sweden, unfortunately, just not able to put it together at any point on addiction.
Yeah, it was a roughie. It was a roughie for Sweden and a bit unfortunate for them. But look, there's other matches happening right now. Sweden might be done. Croatia might be moving through. I'm not going to lie. When that map felt like it was going the way it was, I started watching that Australia versus Czechia matchup.
Yeah.
Again, it's the font, man. That looks like an H. The Australia versus Czechia matchup, and it's getting close. I don't know. Panel, what do you think?
No. The panel don't get to come back here. They can stay quiet. No. We're watching Russia versus Belgium right now. Yeah. They don't get a look in right now. This is Russia 2 versus Belgium 2, and map 1 going Russia's direction, but Belgium ahead on addiction at the moment. And the world record's been updated in the top left as we reload the server. You'd love to see it as well. Epos having taken the world record away from himself, it has to be said. God, that's a scary team that's still in the upper bracket right now. Hey, this is a really close round that we've jumped into.
Yeah, this actually is. Russia 2 took the first map. Belgium 2, though, with the lead right now. And it seems everyone likes to go for the riskiest of finish in the second round. Fair enough. Either way, Russia trying to bounce back in this one as it is snappy with a snappy turn at the end. And Bimmy has a bit of an accident. So it's going to be a Belgium victory. They're now up 7-3.
Yeah, Belgium looking really good on addiction. And listen, I gotta talk about that GB team that's currently rampaging through the upper bracket for just a second, because while Epos has improved the world record on this track live in rounds, in match, against Czechia 1 is who they're actually playing against in that match. Bozbez also still had a better median time than Epos, I think. No, he didn't. That's a lie. I'm just lying at this point. Formally, Epos had a better median time as well. God, they're so good. Times 4, or what's the r/NBA meme? He's so good. Times 3, he boomed me.
Something like that.
Yeah,
a sports reference. I don't know. I'm sad.
It's more of a copy pasta. Yeah, it's more of a copy pasta reference that you don't know. It's a Reddit reference, and I think it's fair to not know those.
Yeah, that is true. I never browse Reddit. All right, here we go. They're going through these last couple quarters. Redemption maybe for Russia, or maybe not, because it does look like Area is starting to make that late charge. Final corner. It will be wheel to the line, but a better launch. Sees Belgium in front, 0.06 of a second. It's only a draw, but it keeps Belgium continuing to play with that nice cushion.
Yeah, 4-point cushion, and ace doesn't even get Russia back a level at the moment, and I think that really is kind of where you're looking at things start to get scary when you're in this format, because all it takes is a few more rounds, and all of a sudden you're looking at back-to-back aces if you want to actually have a chance on the map. Russia looking for that ace of their own. Beamy and Naive currently looking in decent shape, although Area and Snappy are both right here. As you called me out for earlier, not really much point in making those calls early in the map, Formal, right?
No.
Because there it is. There is the mistake, and Naive will drop back to 4th.
It's just mistakes. It's chaos everywhere as it stands. Here we go, though, up that big dirt turn. Everybody holding similar amounts of speed. Now, does look like Nave has kind of fallen out of this one, and it doesn't look like Belgium's going to be able to make an overtake either unless a big mistake is made by Bimmy, and I don't know if that will happen. Here we go, last turn, keeping it clean. Area is actually sending it a bit, but is it going to make up enough ground? So another draw. Scoreline stays with that 4-point cushion, and Belgium's kind of inches closer to the 15-point win.
Yeah. Crawling as slowly as possible towards that 15-point mark, as it was a pretty solid time. 57.8 round winning time on that one, looking good. There's definitely a chance here. It feels on a knife's edge, this match, despite the fact that Belgium are with that 4-point lead. We're seeing Russia get leads early in the map just a little too often for me to be very comfortable with this Belgian lead.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, the Russian team looks fast and they look efficient. If they can just kind of keep it clean, they could find an ace. They might even find the ace on this round right now, as the two are in front through the halfway point. It's still too tight, though, to call it here. Everyone within 1.2 or 0.12 of a second at the moment up the dirt hill. A couple corners left. Do we see the snipe coming from the Belgium side?
Yeah, I mean, there goes Area through as well. Naive slowed down just a little bit on their nice reactor grass section, though. Catching back up to Area. It'll come down to the end. Again, two battles forming. Bimmy and Snappy up front. Area and Naive at the back. Bimmy and Snappy too close to call. Bimmy will lose out. 13,000s behind Snappy, and Area caught Naive as well. Belgium extend their lead to 5 points, and a big round win for them at this point off the map.
You know who else just got a big round win?
Who? Was it Australia?
Australia's through, baby. Just took out Elcon. Elcon is out. Mutta still running. So the Australians in the chat, it wasn't on stream because it was a 2-0, all right? We big you bangers, not one-sided affairs. Ignore the fact that it was an overtime win. Here we go, though. Belgium out in front right now. They're looking to take this one to that map 3.
Yeah, they are doing their level best. It'll take at least 2 more rounds, and that's assuming they manage to get an ace or a win in this round. But they are on pace for the ace or the win. I mean, I'll say it, Formal. I've been impressed with the Russian squad's pace on this track. It's just their consistency is where they're losing to the Belgians. And I mean, that's so often the case in this reactor section as well. I mean, we're seeing decent things out of the Russian players. Bimmy will re-extend that lead in front of Snappy and Area behind, looking to pick up the round win. Keeps it as a draw, but as G-Geek said earlier, this is a Belgian-flavored win. Or Belgian-flavored draw, rather.
I was about to say, what is the Belgian flavor?
You know, it's a great question. Stroopwafels are more Dutch, right? Yeah. Belgian waffle is a thing. Belgian chocolate, I guess a Belgian-flavored draw could just be good chocolate-flavored.
But then there's also Swiss chocolate, right? And then if you go Belgian waffles, okay, what do you put on waffles? Maple syrup, and Carl Jr. wins again. So it's tough, right? You know what it is? It's the superior, the superior beverage is what I'm going to say.
Okay, yeah. Just in case we're not allowed to say it on stream. That's smart. I'm with you.
That's where it is.
They've got monasteries and things. They've got holy people. Oh my lord, that's 2 crashes. Both of the Belgian players make the same mistake at the same time, and both of them will drop down the running as well. They're still on track, so if there is a big mistake at the end from either of the Russian players, both Belgian players are still close enough to potentially capitalize on it. But Russia looking to get a 1-2 across the line. Bimmy a little bit low speed, still making it. There's the ace for Russia. They close the gap down to 2 points. That was much needed.
That was a very Belgian flavored double bonk right there if you have too much of that flavor. So a bit awkward from them. Here we go, though. I mean, Russia right back in it, and they're in a position right now. They still need another ace. I feel like the draw game won't help them. They need another ace. They need to quell that bleeding because Belgium being only 3 points away, round win and a draw, they're through. So it's tough for Russia right now. They need to be in that 1-2 spot. Unfortunately, they're in 3-4.
Yeah, it's not ideal for them right now. Kind of the opposite of what they are looking for, but still plenty of track left to go at the moment. About half the track left to go, although that is rapidly dwindling. Russia, though, are also making that gap disappear. Naive right back up on the back wheels of area at the moment, and Snappy's not far away either. This grass downhill could be decisive. Naive going very tight on the inside. He's going to be a little bit slower on the exit as a result, and Bimmy is just there to watch. He lost speed, lost the gear on the way through that final piece of grass. Belgium will find their ace, and they will find their map win, and will head to map 3 between these two squads.
Here we go. Belgium versus Russia. One map to decide who survives. An absolute banger of a matchup. Now, we didn't see what map 1 was.
Cryomass
so I actually don't know where we're going.
We're going to Bordon.
Excellent.
That's our final map. And map 1, close as well. 15-13 was the score in favor of Russia on that first map. 15-10, Belgium pulling away a little bit. But again, I'll say it, Formal, that I do think the Russians were there on pace on that track. They just were making more mistakes than the Belgians. And so it really kind of comes down to who looks decent on the pace this time around. You all right there?
That wasn't me. That was not me.
You? That wasn't you?
That was production. You? That was not me. All right.
All right. Okay, so stream didn't hear the loud yawn that I was responding to, but trust me, chat, the yawn was loud. We've got an apology, so it's all good right now.
Production does not care for Russia, Belgium, apparently. Or maybe they don't care for Bourdon. I don't know. I think it might be
maybe
more
they don't
that,
care for
right?
Bourdon. Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of Bourdon. It has been picked first quite a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, and it means to credit, right? Kachen's been doing a lot of good work. All right, the dynamic camera, so we could actually see who wins. Has been
that's
fantastic.
True. I do think you have to credit Deployer for the dynamic camera, who's doing the in-game spectating. But yeah, no, Kakin has also been doing excellent work. We've got a great production team here.
Kakin's in call with us. I don't see Deployer's name. All right.
Deployer is also in call with us. I can also see his name in the call.
Oh, wait. It's right there. Literally right in front of me.
Oh, God. The Australians are not beating the illiteracy charges today.
I should not be the representative to do that.
No. Listen, you're not. I'm also including all of the other Australians in chat with that.
True. That's a good point. 12-0. Let's go. Yeah. We're going to win.
It's going great. Hey, it's going great. Hey, we're live onto Bordon, our final map of the match. And look, this is a serious match, right? I mean, this is lower bracket. This is fighting for their tournament lives right now. One of these teams with a chance to go just a little bit further. I mean, based on the round times that we're seeing, right? Neither of these teams is looking, I think, at a top 8 finish, but just a couple of rounds further, definitely in the cards for whichever the team manages to come out on top here. And I'm always impressed at a team that can fight in a close match. Snappy will make a small mistake just there. It'll be Bimmy and Naive ultimately overtaking. Area has vanished. We're not sure where we found him. We have located him. Unfortunately, he finished 3.5 seconds down, and so that is an ace to kick things off for Russia.
Yeah, and this is what happens when Russia can keep it clean, right? If they're able to just have those clean runs, they have had the pace. It looks like they have the pace on this track as well. So, yeah, Belgium, they're going to have to dig deep and find something. I like the start from Snappy, and I even like the start from Area as well. The question is whether or not they'll be able to maintain that. Nobody using the brick. So we are staying brickless in this crew, which will keep things tighter, one would hope. Hey, no one taking the wide line on the wood either. So this is this is the most standard line. I think this is the most frequent line we've been seeing on this track, and that just means who is the most comfortable on it, who knows it best, and Belgium right now looking to tie us back up with an ace for themselves.
Yeah, who can keep the car out of the wall as well. As that was really the struggle for the Belgians on the last round, who do seem to be kind of head on pace on this track in particular. This is great exit from Bimmy, though. He may be able to catch both of them, depending on how this finish goes. He'll catch one, 3,000th away from catching the other. Snappy just about holding on to that lead, and so Belgium will pick up the round win. And frankly, you know, it feels like we should be talking about, oh, they managed to deny the ace there. I think Belgium got lucky to deny the draw away from Russia.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree right there. Russia, to their credit, I mean, it looked like we'd be tied. They still hold on to that 2-point lead, but it very easily could have been 6 in their favor. Oh, Snappy. That's not what you want to see. A catastrophic mistake early. They're out of the running on this one. All the pressure now on Area, who hasn't really been a front runner so far in this matchup. We'll see if they can hold off the 2 Russians at the moment, sitting in P2. And well, starting to fall back as well until we hit the dirt. Good burst of speed, good burst of momentum, but not enough to overtake for P1.
Looking to try and maybe get something done at the end. That is something, but it's not the thing that Area was hoping for. A touch is going to send Area over half a second behind both of the Russian cars. Second ace of the map coming through as Naive and Bimmy move up to 7 points. And this is kind of feeling like what Belgium did to Russia on our last track.
It is feeling very strong. Again, last time we saw Belgium get that 4-point cushion, and then we saw a lot of draws. You know, their advantage kind of slowed out, but it wasn't really because of pace. It was because of the mistakes Russia was making. Now we're seeing Belgium make those mistakes, and we're still seeing Russia have that strong pace. And another one, this time Area at the start, already kind of out of the running. It's been a while since we've seen Belgium kind of approach the first half of the map and still be in a competitive position.
Yeah, starting to get a little bit scary for them as well. It's, at least for their sake, it's not the 10-point limit, right? Russia are not already on match point, but they are going to start closing in on this, especially if Snappy makes a mistake just here. This is not a position that Snappy can afford to make a mistake in. Has been the more consistent driver for the Belgian squad across the match so far. Shout out to Trackmania for allowing me to say that with confidence. But Russia have looked very good at the end of this track. Not good enough to catch up to that 3.5 gap. Although Bimmy did close the gap just a little bit. I think if we're ever in a situation, Formal, where there's cars alongside each other through that final checkpoint, you're kind of going Russia favored at that point.
Yeah, it feels like Belgium needs a, I want to say, 1.15 lead going into the end.
Like 10th and a half kind of at least to be comfortable. Yeah. For sure.
Exactly. That's kind of the difference that we're looking at, that Russia's been able to find. And to the credit, last round, again, Snappy had incredible pace, was able to kind of hold that distance and would be comfortable. So far in this one, Snappy, they're actually going to take the wide line this time, and you can see the speed, but again, it never feels like enough speed. Well, this time it did. You know what? We finally saw it. We finally saw the wide line work right there. There you go. It's a caster curse for good as Snappy uses it to get up into the top 2 positions. Belgium looking for an ace.
Oh, Area, no. Area, no. He's clipped, and he's dropped into 4th, and Snappy is out in front. The lead is about 3:10, so surely Snappy can hold on to this one, and did manage to do so. In fact, extended it, and Naive made the mistake. And Area sneaks on up into 3rd place. Belgium will close the gap only by a single point, but it is down to 4 points at this point, as Belgium are really looking for a way back into this map. It felt like they had it on that round until Area's mistake.
Yeah, now, well, again, Belgium's been getting the better starts as of late. They have been out in front, but this is where they've been making mistakes in the past. This time, everyone gets through relatively clean. A couple weird lines, though, from the Belgian side, and I'm a little bit worried about Area because they were super wide. They're going to have to straighten themselves out through the wood. Normally, it's the best chance to do it, yet this time it is Bimmy who takes the wide line in the wood, the speed. This is more what we used to see. It's just not quite enough to really make those overtakes, but with Area bouncing and bumbling about, Russia's still in a good position to draw.
Yeah, it's looking good. I mean, car is pretty spread out on track at the moment, but we have seen drama in the final 5 seconds of this track on plenty of the previous round. Snappy will stay alive off of that dirt and is about 3.5 tenths in front. Both Russian cars there. They'll finish very close to each other, and Snappy did hold them both off. So there is another draw, and it is Russian flavored this time.
So we discovered Belgium flavor. All right, what is Russian flavor?
I mean, what's it? Have you listen, Formal, have you ever,
Yeah.
I know you live in Australia and it doesn't get cold there, but have you ever had your tongue stick to freezing cold metal?
No.
That's the flavor we're thinking of right now.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, I'm if that's the taste
or caviar.
of Russian
Caviar is
victory,
also a really good shout. That's
that makes more sense.
Sure.
I feel like caviar is a more victorious taste than freezer burns on your tongue.
But when you get your tongue off that pole, you'll never feel more victorious in your life.
You feeling anything on your tongue anymore, or is it like the skin kind of left on it?
Well, yeah, hey, this is really close. Naive is up and battling and has had a good end compared to Area in the past. Area looking good this time. Not good enough to hold Naive off. That'll be a round win for the Belgians, who continue to slowly claw their way back. We haven't really seen shifts in the score except in Belgium's favor in the last 7 rounds for them, the last 6 rounds. It's just been a lot of draws and Russia holding on to that ever-dwindling points lead.
Russia trying to do what they can to get themselves across the line. As long as they get a point, they'll be on match point moving forwards, which would be, helpful for them. An ace would be a disaster. And it looked like for a brief moment, Area was able to hold on to P2. We'll see who takes the widest line. This time it will be Bimmy. And through the plastic, they, don't actually make up that much ground. So again, I'm not a fan of the wide line. I hate it. Look, I think it's awful.
Bimmy ended up with a much better angle for the jump onto the sausage block there than Area did. And, that's kind of translated into a little bit of a lead. And some of these rounds, you need every advantage you can scrape out on track. And that's very much the case in this round, as all 4 cars within 3 tenths of each other heading towards this end. It might even be a Belgian win. No, it won't. It'll be a draw as Area just loses out to Naive on the way around from that reactor section. And Russia creep up to 12. They are now on match point, and Ace closes things out from here.
Yeah, it very well could, but this hasn't really been a series for aces except for the start. Been a hot minute since we've seen one. What we have seen, though, and what makes me happy, no one's making mistakes. Everyone's been keeping it clean, and that is, what you want to see. Tail end of the series. Round 3, no more bonks, everyone keeping it competitive till the end.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, that was the case. Bimmy with a little bit of a mistake, and Naive really only getting 1 wheel onto the wood, very nearly ended up coming off it.
Competitive till the end.
Competitive till the end. Well, hey, I mean, this ace would make it as competitive as it could be. It would be tied 12-12. Match point for both teams. An ace away from winning it. Belgium just need to get it across the line from here. We said about 1.5 tenths was their safe gap earlier in the match. It is about 2 tenths heading into the finish here. I'm a little bit scared. Naive looking good. He'll close it down to less than 0.5 tenths to Area, but it's still the ace for Belgium. It's still tied up at 12-12, and an ace finishing it for either team.
Here we go. Now the pressure is there. Elimination for the team that cannot get it done, and it's a shaky start for this time Area, who, oh man, slight bonk, a little bit uneasy at the start. They are out of the running, so the pressure, it's all gonna fall on to Snappy, who admittedly has been the strongest looking driver, I feel like, of the 4.
Yeah, absolutely. And would you believe that your feelings are kind of borne out by the stats as well? Snappy, I think, has had best median pace on a lot of the tracks so far, has been setting some of the best times that we've seen too. So while, again, not head and shoulders above the other drivers, I think just on paper has been the most consistent driver for either team so far. And up in front at the moment, look, I hate to say it, I don't really believe in caster curses, but as far as they go, Formal, that's kind of one of them. Russia through into 1 and 2. Naive and Bimmy will close things out with an ace off the back of Snappy's mistake, and that is a brutal way for things to end for the second Belgian team. That will be the end of their run in the mixed duo format. Russia 2 continuing on forward.
When did you send them your Vimo account? When did that come through? When did that come through, man?
You've heard me rant about how I don't like talking about caster curses. And
then you do that, and then you end the series.
That's my days! What a moment. Well, I don't have anything else to say about that, so let's bring in the rest of the panel and see if they have anything to bring up about it. G Geek Padster, welcome back. I mean, rough ending for the Belgians there, G Geek. Oh, you're still muted. Hang on.
Sorry about that. Yeah, it's a very rough ending for the Belgians indeed. Sorry about that. But I was also following the other Belgium game that was going on versus Canada in the winner bracket. And to add insult to injury, Belgium gets taken down to the lower bracket as Canada won the last map on a score of 16-14. And with that, I think we got all the lineups for the quarterfinals that are going to be happening next week, actually, that have all been settled. And it's a rough time to be a Belgian supporter.
It is a little bit there. Padster, it feels like a lifetime ago. We actually didn't start that round with the Belgian-Russian match, can you believe? We did actually watch the Croatians and the Swedes a little bit earlier. And, well, I mean, things happened for sure. It's been so long ago. What happened in that match?
I'm trying to remember, but I think I continued my perfect prediction streak.
You did. Okay, you did continue your perfect prediction streak.
I dare say I've got all 3 of my predictions correct on stream so far today.
Huge.
So
yeah,
that's my one priority.
It was a 2-0 in favor of Croatia. And Australia is beating Russia in the next round.
No, I'm asking Mr. 100% prediction, man. Padster, Australia won over Russia one, right? Like that's where that goes now.
Yeah, I think so.
Lock it in, boys. Confirmed. Well, lots of exciting matches to go. We do have that loser bracket to go. We will not be watching, and there is no more upper bracket of the mixed duo happening today. Everything else will be happening next week. We will close out that upper bracket and, of course, up the grand finals. But we do have one losers bracket match still to go. We're going to go to a quick break. We will be back with our final match of the mixed duo for this week after that break. Don't go anywhere. See you very soon. It'll be fun, I promise. Maybe.